Hey YouTube, Shukun Shinobi here with a review of the Ultraman Ginga DX Ginga Spark. So this is the transformation device used by Hikaru in Ultraman Ginga to transform into, well, pretty much anything. And it is a small dagger-esque device, which we will take a look at shortly. Comes in a windowed package that is pretty easy to get into. You just cut the tabs off and stuff. Shows the fact that you can use it with the monsters, with the Ultra Heroes, and various other lines, such as the Ultra Egg, the Warriors of Light, Changeable John 9, which we'll take a look at tomorrow. So all sorts of things that you can use this with. So as I mentioned, they basically all work off of, for the most part, these Spark dolls, which are kind of smaller than Sentai Heroes and stuff, but vinyl toys, so they have the basic vinyl articulation at the waist and the shoulders, so nothing really too crazy there, but they actually legit use these in the show. These are the show's gimmick. And that's actually a very cool thing to me. Vinyl toys are something that, Ultraman fans are used to collecting, because that's the main drive in the Ultraman line, besides Ultra Act, were the Ultra Hero series figures. So now with the Ultra 500 series, between Ultra Hero 500 and Ultra Monster 500, or Ultra Kaiju if you prefer it untranslated, they go after the vinyl toys. So having the gimmick for the kids show be the vinyl toys that the collectors eat up anyway, it's kind of goes hand in hand and actually is very ingenious, I think, on Bandai's part. Why this hasn't been done for Sentai or anything is beyond me, because I think it's a really cool gimmick, actually. So these are a little bit shorter than normal Sentai Hero series figures. Here's a figure art, which is about a 5.5 inch scale figure, just for comparison's sake. So, here's Ginga, the main character of Ultraman Ginga, obviously, and he's all sorts of pretty neat. I love his design, it's very cool, and just an all-around neat-looking Ultra. To go way back, here is the original Ultraman, so you can see where they've progressed since way back when. And another one of the main characters in the show, Ultraman Taro, is right here. He is the first one that they come across, and he actually moves and talks on his own, but he is a vinyl figure in the show. That's my favorite part of the show, because other than that, I think the show's kind of eh. But I really love the fact that one of the characters in the show is a self-moving vinyl figure. I think that's kind of neat. But, so obviously these are two must-haves. Then we have Ultraman Tiga, because of the Fox Kids dub, and I thought it was funny. But he is apparently going to be in the show soon, starting with episode 5, so that's neat. And I picked up the original just because, well, duh. I will be picking up more of the heroes. The monsters are kind of in the air. There's so many of them that I kind of don't want to get into that big ball of mess. But I'll probably be picking up more Ultras, and we'll take a look at them in their own video eventually. So here is the Ginga Spark. And like I said, it's a little dagger device. There's a trigger right here. It opens up. And then there's a face in there for some reason, because faces are cool, I guess. Like I said, it is small. It fits in the hand decently. I got a pretty small hand, and it's still kind of too small for me. But it's, as far as I can tell, it's pretty close to 1-to-1 scale for the one in the show. So that's interesting. Back switch. Turns it on right there. That will just start glowing random colors, which is nice. I love multi-changing LEDs. And that's really about it in terms of the basic functions. If you press the trigger, it starts the reader up here. And then if you press it again, you get a bunch of different little slashing sounds. By a bunch, I mean 2. So while you're in the reader mode, you're apparently attacking with it. That's a thing too. So turn that back on. When it is in this mode, all compact and such, it can read any of the Ultra 500 series figures or any other thing ever, including the Changing John 9, since he has one down here. But we'll take a look at the change into the monsters. So you pull this. Press it again. So now we're Black King, which is this guy right here. Pretty neat. He was the first one that they got in the show. The first one they defeated was this guy, Thunder Durambia. While you're transformed, if you hit it again, you'll hear the sound again, which is just like a roar in this case. Do that to reset it. So there was his sound. So now we're Thunder Durambia, but now we want to be Ultra Heroes. Now Ultra Heroes work in two ways. Closed up like this, and then open like this. So we'll do it closed up first. It's the same either way. Taro. Last but not least, Ginga. What's that? It won't work. What? No. It's not supposed to work. Ginga is the main character of the show, and thus he is a special case. He cannot be read in the compact mode. He can only be read when it's open like this to initiate the transformation into Ultraman Ginga. So we'll go ahead and do that. So he gets a really long transformation phrase, or sound rather. And what's kind of cool is that you don't actually need the Ginga figure in order to do the transformation sound to Ginga. As we can see here, we get that same sound just by opening the device and hitting the button. It'll say Ultra Live, but not Ultraman Ginga. But it does play the same exact sound, so you can kind of pretend if you don't have the figure. But considering he uses the figure to transform in the show, for the full effect, you kind of need the figure. So that's where they stand. Like I said, you can do the Ultra Heroes when it's in the open form, but you can't do the monsters. But you can do Taro. Same exact sound, but just in the open form you get the face and stuff too. So the face is kind of interesting in the fact that it's kind of creepy. But the LEDs in here are very pretty, and I love LEDs, so that's kind of my thing. I really like the multicolor LED in here. But as it stands, this is a kind of neat toy. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Ginga as a show. It does a lot of things I don't really like, but at the same time, it does do things I do like. And I think the gimmick of using the Ultra 500 series Spark dolls with this as the gimmick is very ingenious. Take something that a lot of people buy anyway, turn it into the gimmick, and you've got a surefire sale. So that's kind of neat, especially for Ultra fans. I'm not experienced with Ultraman by any means, just by researching and watching Ginga. I started watching the Zero Saga related movies recently. So I'm just kind of getting my feet wet in the Ultraman world. Like I said, I do plan on getting more of the Spark dolls for the Ultra Heroes, but the monsters, I'm probably going to kind of leave it at that. I really only bought these two to show off the transformations and the fact that you can and can't use them in certain periods with this. But each one of these does play a new sound, which I think is absolutely incredible, considering there's almost 50 kaiju at the time of release. Or at the time of this video, I think they're up to 48 once September's releases. And I think these guys are up to about 18 or so once the end of September hits. So, very cool. Lots of sounds in this thing. Granted, they're all basic, but fans of Ultraman will sure to get a kick out of all the sounds and all the transformations. And the fact that this is compatible with not only all the Spark dolls, but things like the Ultra Change series, the Ultra Egg series. Those have live prints on them now too. So all sorts of toys are compatible with this. Lots of sounds, and definitely worth the pickup if you are an Ultraman fan. If you really like Ginga but not familiar with Ultraman, still a pretty cool toy nonetheless. I really dig it, and it gets my recommendation. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.